So hi, thank you for joining us today. This is Geraldo Rodriguez, and he's going to talk to us about his transition to adulthood. So thank you so much for being here.
You're very welcome.
Geraldo, could you just start by telling the class a little bit about what you were like when you were a teenager?
When I was a teenager, like around 15, I liked to do art. Yeah, I do. I go to high school, became an artist, and independent. Like I go somewhere, like a very young adult, like independent adult, and do some fun activities.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at that time, you're 15. Did you have an idea of what you wanted to do in terms of like a job or anything when you were older?
Well, when I was 15, I kept thinking about getting a job.
Okay.
Because my interest is public transportation, and I've been thinking since when I was 13, and kept thinking and thinking and thinking, and then I got my first job at 2010 working in a fast food restaurant is completely down because my boss was very strict. My coworkers treat me like throw me under the bus because what happened was I had to take two buses. I had to take one from downtown Wilmington to Christian Mall Park and Ride to transfer another bus to Four Seasons, where they used to have Burger King there, right across the street from Glasgow High School.
Okay.
And when I get here on time, they get mad at me because I came in too early. And then my boss increases hours, and I told my boss, I said, look, Dart stopped running around 9 o'clock on Saturday night. So they take one day off and give it 2 days. And they took another day off and gave it one more day, and then they took days and completely out. And then when I went to looking for work by myself, and I went to Department of Labor for ask for help because finding a job on my own is very tough. But the labor got my back, and the other went to put me on the programs the programs to help people for disabilities looking for work. So my case manager, she used to be a patient at the Stony Valley Family Medicine. So she had to talk to with one of the managers and doctors that hey, they want to put me in there. So I was told that I got a job, and I've been working in Stony Valley Family Medicine for 8 years now. Okay. So I started since September after Labor Day in 2011, and I'm still working, making money.
So your first job, it sounds like they really didn't understand like the bus schedules, and so they would get frustrated if you were there early, but if you are riding the bus and you only have two options, early or late, and then they started penalizing you by taking away more and more hours, especially when you said, oh, but I have to leave at a certain time because the bus stops running at a certain time. And so that experience compared to your new job at Stony Batter, what are some of the differences? Because you've been there a long time, so it must be working out in some ways.
Well, what happened was my parents don't have a car before I came to Stony Batter.
Okay.
I came to Stony Batter. My mother have a car. She have a license. I don't. Okay. Because I'm working on getting my license very soon, so I'm getting it this fall.
And so are you not having any public transportation issues at all?
Nope.
Oh.
I still take the bus, so.
Yeah.
Because taking the bus and train is very convenient and saving money on gas.
So how did you go from having interest in art, having interest in public transportation, to working in fast food, to working in a dentist's office? Like, how do you balance your interests with
you mean a doctor's office?
Yeah, a doctor's office, sorry.
That's okay.
How do you balance your career choices that way?
Well, it's a long story. It is a very long story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you could answer it by just telling a little bit where you still find time for your passions.
Well, my passion is I've been started doing art since September 17, 2004, and my art series is public transportation because what inspires me is because I'm doing like public transit series, like road rage and gas prices too high and trolleys and all that kind of stuff like that. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you still then are making art?
Correct.
Mhm. And where do you make your art, and where do you show your art?
I have my own art studio space in my house,
Uh-huh.
but I have another one at Creative Vision Factory.
Okay.
Because Creative Vision Factory was open in December 2011, and my neighbor right next to me, she's an artist, and she knows my art director, Michael Kalmbach, and she told me, said, hey, you should go check out Michael's art at an exhibition and talk about it. So I made an agreement, and in the next step, I carry my portfolio case with a big stack of art. So I walked all the way to Market Street to go meet with Michael and his art, and I gave him a big smile on my face and carry my portfolio, and I showed him my stuff, and I was telling him about my experience that nobody didn't take my artwork seriously. I was frustrated, and I want to send an email to them. I was like, hey, I'm interested to have an exhibition. No response.
Mm-hmm.
And so Michael put me on Creative Vision Factory to help open doors for me to get more exhibitions. So my first exhibition was Friday the 13th of April 2012,
Okay.
and the people and the crowd was packed. Crowd was packed for the first time, and I sold three or more paintings.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow. So, so you talked a little bit about people who kind of reached out to you to help you fulfill your goals, or times that you've reached out to different organizations to help make sure, like you said, when you wanted to find a new job. So I just wanted you to maybe talk about some of the things you've found have been the most helpful to you.
Most very important, my goal is to focusing on what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
But right now I'm at the, still working. I got a couple or more exhibitions to go. I got one for Artist Avenue Station Gallery, right? That's right up on Tetnall Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's for November, December. And I got 3 exhibitions for next year. One for Australia, Houston, Texas, and New York City.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, I gotta be, because I was told that my art is gonna be all over the country,
Mm-hmm.
because 8 months ago, well, actually 9 months ago, I was on the news journal
Mm-hmm.
that Michael Kalmbach wrote about me when I first came to Creative Vision Factory, when I first had my exhibition and all that stuff, because I won the 2019 individual the grant for the Delaware Division of the Arts
Oh,
for
congratulations.
the 2019. So I won, and I got through 3 exhibitions.
Okay.
One is for the Bigs in Dover. One is like a Camp Rehoboth down at Rehoboth Beach, and now the Cap School, the Cap Art School right up in Lancaster Pike.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And how did you hear about the grant, and how did you apply?
Well, you have to go to Delaware Division of the Arts.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new program called SmartArt.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new program to all the artists that participate to sign in. I registered 8 times from 2012 through 2018, and I was told that I had won December of last year. I was like, holy mackerel, I can't believe it. I was so excited, and I was going to tell my art director and tell everybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I get be able to get more exhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
So I started exhibition from January for this year all the way by the end of the year, 2019, and then start all over next year.
So you've been really successful with your art passion. Tell me a little bit, or tell the group a little bit more about the public transportation side of your passion.
Well, I started taking the public transit when I was a kid back in the early 90s.
Okay.
My mother My mother took me for a bus ride. We went to the mall.
Mhm.
That's right up in Aston, Pennsylvania. I used to live in those areas. We caught the bus between the mall and then the transportation center, and I go to Philadelphia, and then go certain areas. But when I was 15, after I got home from school, I just went home. I walked out and catch more buses
Okay.
to get to know the areas and know the routes.
Mhm.
So I go to the train station, pick up some schedules, and then I take them home and look at it and study them, and the fares and the timetables and destination sites and stuff like that, and come outside and write some more bus routes to get to know the areas and stuff like that. And the models that they get new buses every 12 years. I put like a piece of paper, mark it down, the
Okay.
bus numbers and such and such.
So you really keep track of everything.
Yeah.
Do you know a lot of the bus drivers and like other people who ride the bus a lot?
I had a couple of drivers. A lot of them are retired.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but there's some they still on the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have been some of the biggest challenges for you going from being a high school student to a young adult?
Boy, high school, it's a lot of drama in high school. I mean, high school is a fun place to do, but it gets a little boring.
Okay.
To do homework. Well, homework that's more important. Do homework and play video games. Play video games is fun, but
Mhm.
I just
So you were bored sometimes?
it's just like until 2004, go do some art. Now I got something to do.
Mhm. So what's a normal day for you like?
Like right now,
Mhm.
go home after work, go for a walk outside. I take pictures all the time, so I got my camera with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's like maybe on a day you have off. How about on a day that you have work?
Mondays and Fridays, those are the 2 days I'm off.
Uh-huh.
I go to Creative Vision Factory on Fridays because I get something to do
Mhm.
instead of staying home not doing anything. Because I chose that because it kept me busy without staying home. I just want to get up and do something.
Mhm. So, the people watching this video are all students who are either currently or soon to be teachers. And so, do you have any advice for these people about what kind of supports you think students need to be successful transitioning to adulthood?
Well, a week ago, actually, not a week ago, 2 weeks ago, actually, my art director, Michael Kalmbach, my professor
Mhm.
from UD that I used to have, because I used to take classes here last year for the art and history classes.
Ah.
I was told that the UD students come in the Creative Vision Factory and show them a tour and talk about it, and I'm a speaker.
Mhm.
Because remember the one you came in and look at my work and stuff like that?
Mhm.
So there were over 7 students, and I was standing right behind my artwork.
Okay.
And I was show the students about my artwork and tell them where I started, what details I had done, and what inspires me to do it, and some other stuff that I have done. And I explain it to them and teach them how to draw in the future.
Okay.
If I became an art teacher in the future.
Okay. I see.
Because the 2 other options it's a tough challenge. It's a tough challenge.
Okay.
If I could be, it's there's 2 options. My current job is there.
Mhm.
I'm still working, but I could become an art teacher or a bus operator. There's going to be a very tough decision to make
Okay.
because I worked part-time for 8 years, and I've kept thinking we'll work full-time to make extra money
Mhm.
because bills are piling up. I help my parents pay their bills and stuff.
Mhm.
I pay my own bills, I pay my own taxes as well.
Okay. So you feel like even though you really like your current job at the doctor's office, because it's part-time and because it's not necessarily in one of the areas that you're very passionate about, you might have to make a decision in the future. And so how do you think about all those steps that be required to change and start a new career?
Well, you gotta take time,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you make this decision to make. Because right now I'm focusing on getting my license.
So like taking like small steps, like goals that are easier.
Exactly. Yep.
Mhm.
And then I could, because I take online classes. It's called Sean Academy.
Uh-huh.
Because I take photography classes so I can get my diploma.
Okay.
Yeah. That's 2. And 3, I'm going to self-defense classes,
Oh, really?
karate classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what drew you to the self-defense classes?
That's karate school.
Oh, karate school.
Yeah.
I see.
I call it self-defense classes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're really busy. Yeah. So how does that, so we talked a little bit, like a lot about the career aspect, but there's other parts of the transition to adulthood about making friends, because when you're not in high school anymore, you have to make friends kind of on your own. There's thinking about where you're going to live, and you already kind of brought up
I got
bills.
tons of friends.
Yeah, so how did that change from when you were younger?
I had Facebook,
Ah, yeah.
and I'm a trans enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
I got about 455 friends who are rail enthusiasts and transit enthusiasts, and some of them who got jobs at the transit. If you became a transit enthusiast, they got jobs in transit.
Okay.
So I have friends with them, and I got a couple of friends who are artists, photographers. What else? Art staffs, directors, you name it.
Yeah.
Like I have the friends from News Journal.
Okay.
I got everybody.
Yeah. So it wasn't a challenge for you. It just kind of fell in place naturally.
I just wanted to be connected with people
Mhm.
and to support and to share, to share my, what's the word I'm looking for?
Talents, maybe?
Something like that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to share? I feel like I've asked you a million questions.
Well, it's good because I could get that out there. I got a lot more to come.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work to do. It's not even funny.
Yeah. So it's, we spend a lot of time really thinking about leaving high school and starting adulthood, but really that's just like the beginning. It's not the end.
Right.
Like you have a lot more to do even though you've already finished school and gotten a job.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have no relationships either.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to focus, and then I'm sitting down, think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for
You're very
sharing
welcome.
with the class.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome.
Yeah.